Hey, what's going up, guys? Sleeping977, aka Kyle, and welcome to my trick room. We are here for our week six matchup in the APA, going up against EliteFourDan and his Chelsea Cloysters. I keep wanting to say Addlestone Ampharos, which was his old team, but we are 1-4, same record as Dan. I did believe that he was winless going into last week, but I think he won his week 1 matchup, so that was my mistake. But he is the same record as us, so we are both looking to kind of climb out of the basement of the league a little bit. But luckily, my 1-4 is putting me in second place, and his 1-4 is putting him in third place. So I'm still safely in a playoff spot. He is not so much, but I do need to get going a little bit to kind of preserve this playoff spot that I'm in, because I do want to make playoffs, obviously. But we do have Kraydilly, Alolan, Marowak, Hitmonchan, Necrozma, the newly acquired Mismagius, which we did acquire for Tyrantrum. So we dropped Tyrantrum, we picked up Mismagius, and Mismagius is our new Z captain since Tyrantrum was a Z captain. And we have the Mega Pidgeot. Dan is rocking out with Crocodile, Mega Lopunny, Volcarona, Gengar, Latias, and the Empoleon. So, bought defensive Kraydilly, Tautomized 3 attack, Necrozma. We brought Scarfed, Mismagius, regular outspeed. We actually brought Agility, Mega Pidgeot to try and outspeed and win with Hurricanes and stuff. Hitmonchan is a normal Assault Vest, and Alolan Marowak is a thick club. So, without any further ado, we're just going to hop right into the battle. And it was a very good battle. It was one that I wasn't expecting to win or lose, to be completely honest with you, because I felt that I matched up pretty well, but I also felt like that he matched up pretty well to me. So I do lead off Kraydilly, he does lead off Crocodile, which is a very bad lead for him. So he is just going to switch out right away, obviously not wanting to take a Giga Drain or anything, and I am just going to set up my rocks on the Empoleon. Of course the Empoleon can defog, but I wanted to see what this thing was going to do, so I am just going to switch out, and I'm going to go into Hitmonchan, because I know that Hitmonchan doesn't mind the defog, and it can take a special move. And he does defog, just defogs right away, and then he withdraws himself, and then he goes into Latias. So all in all, we're kind of going back and forth with switches right here. High close combat, that does literally 0, and I lose defense and special defense, and now I'm kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, especially because this thing does have leftovers. So I do need to switch out. He withdraws himself, and he goes back into Empoleon, and I withdraw, and I go back into, I believe I go into, yeah, I went into Kraydilly. So, we have both rockers on the field, same thing as before. He is going to set up his rocks, and I'm just going to Giga Drain here just to see how much it does. I figured it wasn't going to do a lot, but any damage I got on this Empoleon I felt was good damage, especially because he doesn't have the leftovers or anything. So he does roar me out. As you see, I go first there, and Kraydilly is not outspeeding most things, so he does reveal roar. He does send me out into Pidgeot, which is a little unfortunate, but I do Mega Evolve, and I am just going to U-turn out because I know that I am faster 10 ways to Sunday than this Empoleon, and again, any damage I do to this thing is good damage just because of the way that this Empoleon is set up. It doesn't have leftovers. It's any damage that I do to it is going to be good damage. So I do send out Hitmonchan again, as he does just roar me out, because I figured that he was going to roar me out anyway, and he does send out Necrozma this time, which is completely fine by me. Expecting another roar, I'm just going to Earth Power. I was not going to Autotomize in front of something that was just roaring everybody out. And I was right, he roars out again. But I do have a lot of damage onto this Empoleon now due to the Earth Power. He sends Greedily back in. And fearing the Earth Power on this thing, which actually would take it out from this point, he is going to withdraw and send out Latias, which is going to take Stealth Rock damage, and I'm just going to Giga Drain. I don't have Earth Power, so he could have stayed in kind of safely, and he did reveal to me afterwards that he did have one of the 50% healing berries, so had I Giga Drained there, and he stayed in, he probably would have popped the berry, which is, which would have been fine by me. I think that another hit from Giga Drain and Earth Power from Necrozma might have taken it out just because of how much damage Earth Power did in the first place. This Latias decided to set up a Calm Mind on me, and I am having none of that, so I Toxic in return, and now this Latias is on a timer. So the leftovers obviously counteract the first poison damage, but from here on out, this Latias will be taking damage every single time, every single turn, and I'm just going to Rock Slide because it's obviously going to do more than Giga Drain. It's not going to do a lot more, but it is going to do a little bit more, and I'm just going to Rock Slide over and over again. I know obviously this thing has Roost, so it can heal up, but I know that that toxic damage is also rising up as well. As you can see, it's down below half here. I do withdraw, and I am going to send out the Alolan Marowak, because I felt like Alolan Marowak here was kind of the one thing that I didn't need. So, like, looking at his team and what he had, I felt Alolan Marowak was the most expendable mon that I had in order to take, in order to kind of bait the Latias into going for a move and maybe taking more damage from Toxic than it otherwise would have. But he does click Draco Meteor, and he does hit Draco Meteor because nobody misses Draco Meteor against me. And I do have the Curse Body this week. One, partially because I misgened, and two, because Lightning Rod actually did nothing for me this week. So, his Draco Meteor is now disabled. He is at -2. I know at this point he is going to withdraw because Psyshock. I send this thing out, kind of baiting the Assault Vest and stuff. So I do just go for Ice Punch here, and the Ice Punch is going to hit the Gengar. And I'm like, wow, that's decent. I know that Gengar doesn't get Psyshock, but can't really hit me for anything. And the Gengar goes for Destiny Bond. So we're going 1-for-1 here. And not really a trade that I mind too much, but also a trade that I do mind a lot, because Hitmonchan was at basically full health, and Gengar was at so little that Destiny Bond might have taken something else out. So he sends out the Empoleon, and I send out Necrozma. The Stealth Rock does not pop his 50% berry, and I am going to Earth Power and take out this Empoleon, which most certainly would have roared me out again. Crit did not matter. And he decided to send out Rico here to intimidate me, and I know that I need to withdraw because Crocodile is a scary Pokemon, and he's just going to withdraw himself and go back into the Latias, and he knows that I'm going to be scared out here, and I'm going to send out the Mega Pidgeot, kind of to bait the Stone Edge, but also because I know that I'm faster than the Crocodile. So unless he's Scarfed, but most people run Moxie on Scarf, not Scarf Intimidate. So I know that I would have been able to get a good chunk of damage off. I do Hurricane, and it just barely does not take out the Latias, and he is able to recover up back to basically where he was. So we're kind of a stalemate at this point. If he wants to keep recovering, then he's going to lose. So he just decides to go for a Draco Meteor as I go for another Hurricane this turn. Confusion Hacks maybe? Nope. Draco Meteor just goes off, and it does hit me, obviously, because I have no guard, and it is going to take out the half damage Mega Pidgeot, and the Latias is going to go down to Poison from Cradilly. So again, we go 1 for 1 here. Kind of a trade that I like, kind of a trade that I don't like, because now I don't have the agility of Mega Pidgeot to go after stuff like Mega Lopunny, but I do have 3 very prominent Pokemon left. I do have the Mismagius, I do have Necrozma, and I do have Cradilly, which is very defensive. He's going to obviously Mega Evolve and not Fake Out, but he does go for Power Up Punch, and I'm like, well, now I felt like Necrozma might have had a chance to live one, but not after a Power Up Punch. And I know that he's going to go for another Power Up Punch and go for +2, so I know that, and it forces my hand a little bit more because I have to go into Mismagius, and I don't have Dazzling Gleam, I do have Psychic, so it forces him to send in, it forces me to send in Mismagius and Psychic with the Scarf, which forces him to send in Crocodile, which obviously is unaffected by Psychic, so it forces, and then that forces me to stay in with Mismagius here and go for the Psychic again, which obviously, like I said, is not going to be affected by the Crocodile, and it is going to leave it all on Necrozma. So, I go for Psychic here, it obviously isn't affected, he crunches me, and Mismagius is going to go down, because Mismagius' defense is paper thin. And it's all on Necrozma. If I live, I have a chance. If I don't live, obviously I lose. He crunches. And we live on 5. And I click Autotomize, because I have to. And now I'm +2, and I'm faster than both Volcarona and Crocodile. And I go for Steelium Z, which I had for Sylveon, but he didn't bring Sylveon, so I go for the Z move right here. The question is, will it kill Crocodile? Will it kill Crocodile? Because if I kill, I think I win. If it doesn't kill, then obviously he goes for Crunch and I lose. And the damage is going down, and he lives with about 10% left. Crunches and takes down my last 5%. So we do fall to 1-5 to EliteFourDan with a 2-0 loss. Very good game to EliteFourDan. If you have not yet, please go check him out. He is a very cool dude. Him and I have been friends for a little while now. He's also one of the members of the APA Showdown League that I was a part of before I joined APA Wi-Fi. So please go check him out. He's a very cool dude, and his links will be in the description down below. Next week, we face off against Kurt the Buzzswole and his Adelaide Absols. So hopefully we can pull out a win here. We do need to get some wins to kind of gain ground in our division, because I do want to hold on to the playoff spot that I do have. So it's weird, like, thinking that at 1-5 I had a remote shot at playoffs, but that's just how our division is going, unfortunately. So yeah, so until next time, guys, I am Sleeping Knight 77, and I am going to go to sleep. Good night.